Hello everybody and welcome to this Rangers Review transfer special, if you like. I'm Derek Clark and I'm delighted to say we're joined by the Greek transfer expert Giannis Chorianopoulos. Giannis, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much. Hello.
Great to have you on the Rangers Review. Of course, you sent a tweet out yesterday that certainly excited a lot of Rangers supporters with regards to a possible signing of Luis Palma of Aris. Your tweet suggesting that Rangers are in talks about a potential transfer. Can you tell us at this stage what is the latest with regards to Luis Palma at the moment?
Well, according to our info, that is a process that is going on at the moment. It's talks in progress. Not an official bid yet, but I think in modern transfers, the official offer is the last stage of the negotiations. Yeah. Clubs more and more are trying, to talk each other and to see what they can do and if they can go for a deal. And after that, they will make an official offer. I'm not talking only about Glasgow and Aris or Luis Palma story, but it's something general. So I think, as I know, as we speak, is something that is progressing. And I don't know if we will have something, it will have news today, tomorrow, or Monday, but it's something that is going on. Of course, we have to add here that Rangers are not the only club who are interested for Luis Palma. His great season, his great first season in Europe attract a lot of clubs. 2 or 3 clubs from Belgium are really interested and highly interested in him. One of them is Anderlecht. I don't know the financial situation at the moment of Anderlecht, but of course it's a big club with many trophies, European trophies. Well-prestigious club, but as we speak, I think that Rangers, we can say that are in the pole position for Luis Palma. Yeah. Of course, we cannot speak for something really progress or 80% done deal. We cannot talk about that, but some things are going on right now, and Rangers are really in good position for that.
Yes, and I see you quoted they'll be looking for around, what, €5 million. Is that a fair price, do you think, for this player?
Excuse me, sorry, I didn't...
€5 million, do you think that's a fair price? Is that a good price, do you think?
Well, is a price, if you asked me about that last summer, I would say, wow, it's something big, because we didn't know the player. He came from Honduras. Of course, he had one season in United States, but not in the MLS level. We didn't know the player. Aris made a really smart transfer. It's one of the transfers that we can say that was really smart. They paid around 250,000, 300,000 euros to bring him from Honduras, and now they can have 5 million. Of course, it's something. It's a good transfer for them. As we speak, yes, I think it's a fair price, because it's not what we say or he says statistics. He had 13 goals, 8 assists in 35 games. He had some matches in Europe, but not many. I think it was 1 or 2 this season. But Greek league is a good league, but not in the top of the leagues. But what make the price fair is the attraction and the interest from other clubs. And if you have 5, 6 clubs who are interested for a player, then the market, makes the price fair or not. So at the moment, a €5 million price for Luis Palma is fair. Yes.
Yeah, and what sort of player is he then? One of the questions that came in was, can he play across the front three? What could the Rangers fans expect if he was to sign for the club?
My personal opinion is that as a left winger, he made his best performances with Aris.
Yeah.
He's a player that he can play 1 versus 1. Is a very is a top thing for him. 1 versus 1. He can dribble every defender. Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, AEK Athens defenders had problems with him, and he's one of the best skills he has is that he's really fast with the ball on his feet. This is very good, and it's very important that if a player is really fast with the ball on his feet, he can run with the ball, and this is very important. He is a modern winger. He can pass the ball really fast. He can fight his co-player inside the box. He can score. This is very important. He scored a goal with a corner kick in a match against Olympiacos at the Greek Super League playoffs. So he can score from every part of the game. Of course, he had some matches as attacking midfielder, playing behind the striker, and he made good performances also. If he finds an area, he can move quickly, he can pass the ball, and he can score. I think it's characteristics of a modern player, and of course for a player that Rangers want and to play in a tough league like Scotland.
Yeah, there's another question, Giannis. I wanted to ask you. I was asked what's his pace like? Is he quick and skillful, or is he a bit slower? Does he have good pace about him?
Yeah, I think he's very quick. He's very fast. He's the player with good acceleration. He can move really fast when he has the ball or without the ball. And I would not say he's calm. He's high temperature player, and this is good. This is good, because in Greece players have to be like that. But of course he wants improvement in tactical things, to manage to learn his new team, because he will be out of Aris in summer. If he will go to Rangers or not, he will not play for Aris in the next season. It's almost 100% that he will make a transfer from Greece. So I think he's a really fast player, really high temperature player with good acceleration, and he needs some improvement in tactical things. But of course, Rangers are a team which are playing offensively most of the season, and most of the games for Rangers want to score a goal and to win, and this will help him also because his characteristics are something like that.
Yeah, and how have Aris done this season, Giannis? Because I know they're managed by Alan Pardew. Of course, we all know much about him in British football. But have Aris done had a good season in Greece?
Not as much as they want, because they spent a lot of money in summer 2022. They had Germán Burgos, Diego Simeone's assistant, in their bench as a manager in the start of the season. They spent a lot of money. They brought players like Zervinho or Dabo, well-known players with big contracts, but they didn't have the performances that they expect. Their goal was to be in the cup final or in the first 3-4 positions to secure a ticket for Europa League maybe, but they didn't manage to be so much competitive. And they entered in the playoffs, of course. They played in the playoffs, but they achieved the minimum that they had as a goal to secure a place at the Europa Conference League in the next season. But they were out of the cup. So for their budget and their transfers in the last season, they didn't have the season that they expect.
Yeah, and Greek football, Giannis, is that a market that there's bargains, do you think, to be had from these big clubs to get some talented players that are playing in Greece at the moment?
Yeah, I think there's, but there are some players who are really, really good players, and players who their skills and their talent is above the league.
Yeah.
Uh, we saw last season that Rangers bought Cholak from PAOK. Also, there are other big clubs who made transfers from Greece. Of course, some clubs are very well known in Europe, like Olympiacos, Panathinaikos, AEK, or PAOK, and they had some good European appearances. There are some players that they can play in top leagues. Of course, their clubs know that these particular players are above the league, and they want a lot of money.
Yeah.
We have some players that their amount of money is in 10 or 15 million, according to the clubs, of course. So I think Greece is a really interesting market because you can find some players like Palma, who maybe at the future can bring some money to the club that they will be buy Palma. If Rangers buy Palma at 5 million euros, maybe if he has the performances that he had this season in Greece, his price will be higher, of course, because Rangers are a more well-known club, of course, not like Aris. And also, if Rangers have a good European season, his price will be more and more higher. So I think they also check these things that, we can buy a player at 5 million. Next season, his price will be 10 or 12 or 15.
Yeah. There's another player I wanted to ask you about, Giannis, and he plays for Olympiacos. Rangers apparently were interested in him as well. The South Korean Inbeom Hyang. Have you seen much of him? Is he a good player, do you reckon?
Well, I think maybe with Orbelin Pineda, a player from AEK Athens, and I'm saying this because AEK Athens will win the league on Sunday. I think they were the best players in this season. Unbelievable player. Olympiacos had the good information. He was playing for Rubin Kazan in Russia, and all these things that happened with the war. They managed to bring him in Greece with not a lot of money, and but as we speak, his price is at least 15 million.
Wow.
So, so I think this is what I know. That Olympiacos price tag is at least 15 million, wow. And there are a lot of clubs from Serie A, from Bundesliga, La Liga. They scouted him a lot. A lot of scouts came in Greece for Olympiacos matches. So I think his price is high. Is really
maybe a
high.
Bit too much, yeah. And finally, I just wanted to get your view if Rangers do manage to get Lewis to Ibrox, Giannis, do you think he would do well at a club like Rangers and Scottish football? Do you think he would thrive playing for a club of that stature?
Of course, it's not easy to, without disrespect for Aris, but it's not easy to come, from a team which is in the 5th position of the Greek league to a team like Rangers, who their goals are to win the league every season, to have a great European season with this fan basis, which is, too many fans and demanding all over the world, because Rangers is not only a Scottish club, fans everywhere. So the level of demand is not just higher, is a lot of 3-4 times higher. So I think, but he's very young. He's 23 years old. As I said, he's a good player, and if a player is a good in a game, we will see that he's a good player, and he wants to play football. He's very focused on football. He came from Honduras in Europe, and his goal was to play really good football. So I think it will be a very good transfer, and I think he will try to adapt, and he will adapt in Rangers. It's not easy because different country, different style of play. Different championship. He will go to a club that wants, to win the league. Aris' goal was not to win the league. But Rangers' goal is to win the league, and every game matters for Rangers. So it will be something new for him, 100%. But I think he's very focused in football. As I know, he's 100% focused in football, and I think it will be a good transfer if Rangers manage to bring him.
Yeah, fantastic. Well, it's been great having you on, folks. If you want to get the latest on that and any other transfers, then you can follow Giannis on Twitter at Choria80. Make sure you're following there to keep up to date with all the latest goings on with regards to Luis Palma and others. Giannis, it's been great having you on. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you very much.